feature race number 2 of 5 that we have here tonight at 7:24 here at the Make Smoking History Collie Speedway. The Prince or Princess of the Road is ready to roll out for 20 big time laps, especially before the state title next weekend in Karratha. For two of these drivers at least, and one of them, Matthew Thompson, the new driver out there, who hasn't competed tonight. He's been, well, all weekend long, I should say. He's been playing football. He's back and decides to get off the anchors. One that's not is Riley Dunn, but on the inside comes Matthew Thompson. They're 3 wide already at the tail of the field, but lap number 1 goes away of Harrison Beres from Olivia Ferraro as Riley Dunn and Matthew Thompson are in a 4-way battle for 3rd place and make it a 5-way for 2nd as they claw their way into Olivia Ferraro. Riley Dunn runs in 4th place at the moment. There's contact between him and Henze as the 55 wakes his way into 4th place. They're side by side still. Make it 3 wide now for 2nd place, and right around the outside of the lot of them goes Riley Dunn. Great move from the 55. He goes from 4th to 2nd very quickly, but it's Harrison Beres that leads from Riley Dunn as he's all out of shape in car number 55. The gap between him and Harrison Beres is a mere 1.9 seconds as Riley Dunn actually does the quickest lap of the race. He's finally got the racing shoes on. He has been calling a bluff as he runs before next weekend's state title. So too is Matthew Thompson. They're the only 2 in the field that are making the journey, but the gap was 1.9. It's now 1.5 of the 22.4, 80 kilometres an hour is the average speed for the 55, and that is moving for a junior sedan as Matthew Thompson rattles around the outside of Olivia Ferraro. The gap is easy to see that it's decreasing as Dunn is all out of shape out of turn number 4. But he's under a second now, a 22.3. Wow. He's half a second quicker a lap than Harrison Beres as Matthew Thompson has finally cleared out for 3rd place. And there's definitely 2 distinct races going on at the moment. That's a race for the lead and a race for 4th. Sadly, the race for the lead, the only 3 drivers that are going to gain a trophy tonight. As Matthew Thompson now with the quickest lap of the race, 83.191 the average speed. That amounts to a time of 21.6. 0.9 of a second quicker than anyone else on the track as Matthew Thompson has really reamed in Riley Dunn and Harrison Beres. Dunn is on the back bumper of Beres. Matthew Thompson is getting there very quickly. 83 kilometres an hour. He's over 2 seconds, 2 kilometres quicker than anyone else as Georgia Davies now makes a mistake. And in fact, looks like she's got dramas with the 43 machine. So there are 3 wide for the lead now. Beres with the nose out in front with 12 to go. This is a dandy out in front between Dunn, Thompson and Harrison Beres. Georgia Davies will now go back a lap behind as she rejoins the field. Thompson on the bottom of Riley Dunn as Dunn looks to the outside of Harrison Beres. This is a great old one for the lead with 11 laps to go. Beres by a car length leads lap number 1 as Thompson has clawed his way now into 2nd place ahead of Riley Dunn, but Dunn fights back on the outside. Dunn's trying to hold on with the outside moves as Matthew Thompson is on knowing the shortest way around. Looks like the fastest way around tonight as he makes a mistake in a turn number 3 and allows a little bit of breathing room for Harrison Beres with 10 down and 10 to go. It's a dandy out in front and dramas for the 55.
Yeah, Riley Dunn slowing just while he was challenging for the race lead. And speaking of challenging for the race lead, here comes Matthew Thompson, the 3rd generation driver from the Bunbury Car Club. Ranges up alongside of Harrison Beres, and just as Thompson hits the lead, car number 64, Michaela Henze, has brought the yellow caution lights on, spinning on the exit of turn 4. So we'll pick them up with a single file restart with just still 10 laps remaining. So we're halfway home in this top start final. The last junior sedan race to be held anywhere in WA prior to the state title, which gets underway this coming Friday, Good Friday in actual fact, up there at Karratha. I believe the weather is going to be extremely warm for the punters heading to that part of the world later this week.
Heat number 1 of the Keens Truck Driver Training Limited Sprint Car State title at Manjimup Speedway went to Dominic Rafisi over Jamie Landry and Blake Jackson. Daniel Forms were your top 4. Tim King was disqualified in that one. Heat number 2 went to Greg Clark over Mike Hanlon and Michael Keane. Heat 3 with Anthony Gaudio from Nathan Davis and Glenn Dickinson. And Heat 4 was Michael Keane taking the win from Blake Jackson and Tim King. So that's how they run so far at the moment.
Just a result coming through from the Ronnie J Memorial for Street Stocks that was held at Mount Barker today. They were racing in the daytime down there in the Great Southern. One of their final race meetings of the season. Peter Herbert, a driver familiar to a lot of us, has beaten Anthony Perella and Jason Batchelor your podium. Paul Bowman and Daniel Amagiri failing to go the distance, along with Russell Gunn, Trent Claybrook and Paul Devonshire all not going the 20-lap journey. So a bit of a race of attrition there with just 4 finishes. But Peter Herbert collecting the prize money in the Ronnie J Memorial at Mount Barker today for Street Stocks. The Top Star feature race for junior sedans back underway, and Harrison Barris, who actually resides down towards the Mount Barker region, leads out of turn 2 and down the back straight. Matthew Thompson, you know he's going to have a big look as Matthew Thompson. He's had a big weekend. Played for Peel Thunder earlier today, the Peel Thunder Colts. And in action here tonight at the Make Smoking History Collie Speedway in car number 15 as he heads off into turn number 1, Cardinals Corner. Harrison Barris officially second from Olivia Varro, Georgia Davies and Michaela Hensi. Your 5 cars remaining. There'll be 8 laps remaining for Matthew Thompson, who hasn't hit the racetrack all weekend. And the 15 is on fire tonight when he's come out on the track in a feature race competition. Here's Thompson from Barris, Olivia Varro, Georgia Davies and Michaela Hensi. But Matthew Thompson is outstanding. His quick time so far, a 21.637. 21.637 for the driver of car 15, the 3rd generation driver from the Bunbury Car Club. His dad, Wayne Thompson, a 2-time Street Stock champion, who will come up in the Street Stock 40 lapper in a few moments' time. And his granddad, Darryl Thompson, an absolute living legend of modified sedans, winning the title a number of times back in the 1980s in that very potent Honda Civic back in the day. So they're not unfamiliar with the front-wheel drive cars of the Thompson family. But Matthew Thompson has 6 laps between himself and a win in the Prince of the Road event here at one of the 2 clubs he calls home. Does a lot of racing between here and down at Bunbury. Does Matthew Thompson in car number 15. Started at 10 years of age about 5 years ago at this venue, and he's really starting to come of age, and we'll be looking to take this form to Karratha next weekend in car number 15 as he comes out of turn 2 and down the back straight past the Griffin Coal sign, and he's just even gone quicker on that last circulation at 21.627 for Matthew Thompson. He's put a nice gap between himself and car number 18 of Harrison Barris. Harrison, the son of Steve Barris, who won the 2010 WA Modified Sedan title when it was held at Albany. And Albany will host next year's Modified Sedan State title in 2022. Olivia Varro, a distant 3rd, but Olivia done a lot of laps here at Collie this season. Car 25, she's got Georgia Davies about 2 seconds back in car 43, the Daihatsu Charade. One of the club members here at Collie is Georgia Davies, and rounding out your 5 cars out on track is the 64 of Michaela Hensi. But Matthew Thompson will have just 2 circulations remaining of the Make Smoking History Collie Speedway this time around. So he brings the 15 car into in front of a fantastic crowd here in the front straight. Past the bar in turn 1 for Matthew Thompson, who will, by the end of this race, put Michaela Hensi, who's proudly supported by the folks at Spencer Motors in Bunbury. Michaela Hensi as Olivia Varro's had a moment. Might give 3rd place to Georgia Davies as Davies looks to the inside. Back to 1 to run for Matthew Thompson. And Georgia Davies has come to grief down there in turn number 2. The Daihatsu Charade just managed to stay out of the way of our leader, Matthew Thompson, as he negotiates the turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And Matthew Thompson will put together 20 fantastic laps to win the Prince of the Road event for 2021 for Top Star Junior Sedans. Harrison Barris will be officially second, and Georgia Davies has decided not to finish the race in 43. He's limped the charade to the infield, so Georgia will be credited with fifth. So that's going to give third place most definitely to the 25 of Olivia Varro for MHM Contracting, and rounding out your 4 cars to complete the distance will be the Spencer Motors Mazda Hyundai Excel of Michaela Henze in car number 64. But well done to Matthew Thompson, an outstanding drive in car number 15, the Hyundai Excel from the Bunbury Car Club, and also a regular here in Collie will be absolutely pumped with that victory. As you can see, the car freshly panelled for next weekend's state title in Karratha. And let's hear it for young Matthew Thompson, who played earlier today for Peel Thunder Colts. I thought he was playing last night at Rushton Park, but it was actually the Futures squad that was playing last night at Rushton Park was for Peel Thunder. He played for the Colts team today at Shark Park, the home of East Fremantle Sharks. So Matthew embarking on a football career. He's already managed to make his way into the Waffle Colts program at Peel Thunder, and young Matthew wins here on a Saturday night at the Make Smoking History Collie Speedway. An outstanding drive by Matthew Thompson, and good to see young Harrison Barris making the trip up from around the Albany Mount Barker region, is where Harrison resides. His dad Steve, a former state champion in modified sedans, and his granddad George, also very handy behind the wheel of a Centura modified sedan back in the 80s and 90s, particularly down there in Albany. And a fantastic round of applause once again for our top star winner, Matthew Thompson. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for showing some great appreciation to our junior sedan competitors here tonight, contesting their annual Prince of the Road event, and once again supported by KJB Fabrication. But Morgan Melbourne, great to have the top stars in action this weekend, and a great drive by Matthew Thompson, who's a pretty handy sportsman, to say the least.
Just a little bit with his little athletics and football, but a great race for our top 3 here. And in third place tonight, it's been a rough and tumble weekend, but coming home in third is Olivia Ferraro. That's what it has been. It's been a bit crazy.
Yeah, it has.
But you must feel good with the third place finish after, 20 laps?
Yeah, it was.
How do you feel? You're feeling a bit sore now?
Yeah.
Ready to go home?
Yeah.
A lot of people like to thank?
I'd like to thank Dad, Poppy, Kaysen, and everyone who else fixed the car on Friday night.
Third place tonight, Olivia Ferraro on the 25 in second, and what a baptism this kid's had since moving up to the top stars. Give it up for Harrison Barris.
Well done, mate. Good work.
Thanks.
Man, I think you'd show your dad up now. What about you?
Yeah, I reckon I'll take it up to my dad one day,
One day or now?
in a couple of years.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, since you've gone into top stars, man, you've been in amazing form. You must be feeling pretty proud of yourself.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud. I'd like to thank my Dad for getting the car ready and doing changes and stuff in the pits.
Got to give it up for second place tonight, Harrison Barris, and your winner in his first race tonight. Give it up for the 15 of Matthew Thompson.
Well done, Matty. Good work, mate.
How's the body after the week you've had?
Oh, it's pretty rude, but it should be alright.
And now the best thing, the car's in one piece. The car was quick, and that must feel good coming into the state title next weekend.
Yeah, will be. I can't thank Andrew and Dad enough, and Pop, all the time they put into the car. I just saw the blood, sweat and tears in the shed, and yeah, it's starting to finally pay off. And yeah, cheers for Collie for the good track tonight.
Now, last of all, how many disposals did we get today?
Oh, not many. We got flogged, but there's always next week.
You might have got flogged, but at least you've got the trophy tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 for the Prince of the Road for the Top Star Junior Sedans.